Well, boys and girls, Football Manager 2024's release date has finally been announced, and if you don't want to watch any further in the video and just want that piece of information, it's coming out on the 6th of November, and as usual, we'd expect the beta a couple of weeks before that, but I guess we could have a look through the trailer and have a look at some of the other stuff as well, couldn't we? For those of you who want just that smidgen more, we'll stretch this out to 8 minutes so I can put a mid-roll in somehow. So I've got my headphones on ready. This is the official trailer off of the official Football Manager website. Hopefully the volume of this is an acceptable level. I have had a quick watch through.
Indeed, a beautiful game.
They must be loving the obviously, if you want to watch this trailer without me talking over it, it's all over socials, it's all over YouTube. They must be loving that Harry Kane signed for a Bundesliga club, so they've got the license to be able to have that. To be able to have that's non-gameplay footage. Actual Harry Kane doing an actual goal, but yeah, they are loving the fact that they can have him on this advert, I'm sure.
It breaks our hearts.
See, having watched this through a couple of times now before recording the video, I'm not completely sure the trailer part of it gives us any new features at all. I think the interesting stuff comes in the roadmap at the end, but we'll get through to that.
But for those on the sidelines, football is the relentless pursuit of progress. It's about developing a vision that can be built upon year after year, recognising where you are.
So Manchester City licensed again. They were last year. It's not a massive surprise that Manchester City are licensed again. I think they're allowed 2 licensed Premier League teams. I wouldn't read too much into that and expect there to be a full Premier League license, because I'm pretty sure they get 2 licensed Premier League teams.
Now, whilst dreaming.
And there's your other one, Brighton. It was Man City and Brighton last year.
Of where you're headed next. If you stand still for just 1 second, you'll be left behind.
If we were to see another Premier League logo at this point, that would be interesting. But I think they'd make more of a big deal about that if that happened, and they haven't, so it hasn't. Don't get excited.
That's why perfecting your tactics never stops.
So, what have we got here? That's training. That looks the same as usual. That's tactics, and looks the same as usual.
Searching for the next wonder kid never stops.
So scouting and recruitment looks the same as last year.
Finding your winning edge never stops.
Bundesliga again. The data stuff, which is the same as it has been.
Progress never stops.
What an ironic tagline to use, eh? Oh, Football Manager, I love you. So there is your confirmation. Football Manager out from November the 6th, which is a Monday. I don't know if they've released on a Monday before. They're doing the usual 10% off and securing early access through Steam. What I would say about this, you know the story by now if you've been following me for a little while. Hold fire on that, because I will have a further discount off that for you. I'll have a discount code. Maybe even by the time this video comes out. If not, it will go into the description and the comments afterwards. And of course, it will be over my Twitter. I'll be doing giveaways and things as well. But yeah, I will have a discount code for you. What I think is particularly interesting on here is we've added another new platform. We've got Netflix on there. So obviously we know Steam, Epic, Windows, Xbox, Game Pass. It's quite interesting. There's no Apple Arcade, which was quite a big deal last year. I don't know if that's going to be announced separately, but Netflix games, I guess it's going to be playable on Netflix, and we've still got Switch and PS5 as well. But yeah, I would say initial impressions of that screen, very notable. There's no Apple Arcade, but also no Android, so maybe mobile and arcade stuff will be separate. But yeah, Netflix is new, boys and girls. And then this is the very, very interesting screen, because they haven't really announced any features as part of the main video, but we do get a little bit of a taste of what might be coming from here, and also knowing that I'm going to be doing videos on each one of these weeks as well, just to keep you an idea of what this stuff is when it's announced, but we can speculate now. So next week, we are going to get news on smarter transfers, squad building, and finance, which this is pure speculation. I don't have any extra information, but I'm going to take the headphones off now. I would suspect that smarter transfer, squad building, and finance especially with introducing intermediaries and offloading players, is we're likely to see more of a shift towards how we all see real life transfers happening now. Because I don't know about you, but I've been frustrated for a few years now that you go on Twitter, you see Fabrizio Romano telling you that a player has agreed terms with a club and now the clubs need to agree a fee. And it's like, oh, hang on. I've been playing Football Manager forever, and I'm pretty sure that's supposed to happen the other way around. So maybe it's going to be more accurately reflective of what actually happens in real life. Intermediaries, I'm not quite sure. Does that mean like agents, but they're already in the game? Is that going to be something different? Offloading players is an interesting one. Basically, if this stuff is getting a rejig, and we'll know more next week, because I love the fact we've got this roadmap, by the way. This is fantastic. But if we're going to find out more information next week, we'll obviously talk about it in more detail then. But the fact that they're working on that side of things, that's been one of my biggest frustrations in Football Manager in recent years, seeing the way transfers work drift further and further away from how we see them working in real life. Then the following week, we're going to get details on individual player targets and interaction logic. So hopefully that's going to make the interactions with players, I'm going to use the word logic, a little more logical, because sometimes player interactions are bonkers. And if they become less bonkers as part of this, that gets a big thumbs up from me. Truer football motion, match authenticity, and positional play. This is what they teased back when they did that blog post way back, when they talked about, although we're getting the full graphical fancy new engine stuff next year for FM25, we'd start to see a few bits changing for FM24, and that's, I guess, what we're seeing here. Better actual animations and seeming more like the whole purpose is, I think, is to make it feel more like you're watching a football match. Better positional play, better authenticity. That's all good stuff to try and get you more immersed into feeling like you're watching a football match. And this is, how long have we been asking for this? A set pieces refresh and coaches debut. I assume because that's lumped together, we're actually getting set piece coaches, and we're going to be able to have proper set piece routines. They're going to bin off the old broken set piece thing that hasn't worked forever. Corner hacks are gone for now until we figure out how to do them again with new coaches and new set piece stuff. But that in its own is a selling point for the game for me. I'm very excited for the set pieces refresh. I hope it's significant. And then the week after that, we get more deep dives on gameplay, which is lovely, lovely, lovely. And they'll do the features wrap-up video. Big thumbs up again to Sports Interactive for doing it this way round this year. If you remember last year, they dropped a massive video with all the features in, and we just had to kind of digest it. They're giving us to it in chunks this year. I like getting it in chunks. It's more content for your old pal Kev. And then a week after, we get quality of life upgrades. And I guess these are coming through FMFC. So if you're not already a member of that, join that and keep an eye on there. Which to me, and again, pure speculation, but this roadmap seems to have a week missing on it. If you were to want to put money on, where's my calendar, on when we might see a beta, bearing in mind when that release date is, the fact that we've got a massive gap in the roadmap for that week that starts, it's the week that starts the 16th of October. It is literally, there is a missing week. So I would, if I were a gambling man, I would be putting money on the beta coming out that week. Obviously, they never know. Nothing like that is ever announced in advance. They genuinely probably don't know an exact release date at this point, but I think that will be the week on my calendar I'm circling, because we know it's not going to come out during this. And then they have a week of nothing, and then they move on to talking about FM console, FM mobile, which I guess is where we're going to find out about the Apple Arcade stuff. I'm assuming at this stage, especially because on October 30th, behind my head, they have got FM24 Touch is being discussed. So the fact that FM Touch still exists, last year that only existed on Apple Arcade. So I think the logo is just omitted from the current thing because it's not relevant to the PC one. So this is all really interesting and good stuff. Particularly excited for the set pieces. Like I say, if we get more, for me, the way I play the game, I'm very much, I don't really do the deep dives on the tactics stuff. The match engine stuff has never really bothered me. I'm all about transfers, playing matches. I love me a set piece. If we can get the transfers working more like real life, players acting more logically and less ridiculous frustrations with player interactions, and they fix set pieces, that is enough for me to be happy with this game, especially when we know what's coming the year after. So keep an eye out for further features, announcements that are going to be happening in these weeks. We don't know what days, they'll just be at some points in those weeks. When they do happen, as soon after, as long as there's something to say, certainly these next couple, I'll be making videos on. These ones, it depends what the features are, whether we make a video or not. I might just do a tweet or two. But yeah, we'll be making some videos on here, and on those days those videos will come out instead of the normally scheduled videos, and they'll just bump to the weekend or something. But yeah, mark your calendar, 6th of November, the full release of the game. We've got all of this further information coming soon. Do we get anything more in this video? I think we just get a little Sega ident at the end, so I don't think we get anything more on there. And that's that, boys and girls. We know when it's coming. We've got a fairly good idea when the beta might be coming, and we know finally what the new features are going to be. And of course, we already knew about the ability to roll over your FM23 saves into 24 and then from 24 into 25 as well. So we know that's already a new feature that's coming in this version of Football Manager. Like I said earlier on, keep an eye out for my discount code. Don't buy the game yet on Steam. I will be able to get that sorted for you cheaper. So keep an eye out for that. It will appear in the description and the comments just as soon as I had it. And like I say, it might even be before this video is released. But for now, if you have enjoyed that, if you're excited for FM24, please leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on. I will have the breaking news with the new features as soon as we get it. And of course, as soon as FM24 hits, I will be absolutely hurling content at you. But for now, thank you for watching. Let me know down in the comments if that was enough to convince you to buy the game, and I'll see you again very soon.